Usmania, I recollect Dr. S.R. Rao, Shankuram Chandra Rao. He referred a case of splenomegaly with upper GI bleeds, young boy studying intermediate college, and at that time there was no treatment available, and my assistant asked me to take over the case and do splenorenal shunt. Splenorenal shunt was not done at that time in Usmania Medical College. I took up the challenge, studying only with the Robin Smith surgery. With the basic knowledge of anatomy, I did splenectomy with splenorenal shunt. And that student whom I operated, he visited me again after 3 years. And there is another case of splenorenal shunt which I did after a year or so. He was a fruit vendor right on the footpath. When I was going and to purchase some of the books there, when I was walking, a fruit vendor right on the footpath, he came running to me and he said, I was having hematemesis and you have operated. And that was, and I asked him to show them. So it was a case I had done thoracoabdominal approach and did splenectomy and renal shunt. So basic knowledge of anatomy is extremely important. That is what I am trying to stress for that. And now, after a few years, minimal access surgery came into vogue, and junior surgeons were taking a lot of interest. But for me, it appeared that we are having a telescopic view and we are handling the viscera with the instruments at a distance. So for me, it was not appealing. I did not pursue the thing. But later, what I noticed, even though it is a very good procedure, but it is good only in clean cases without complication. I have seen the surgeon starting with minimal access surgery and then ending up in open surgery. And other thing, what I have noticed, some of the cases getting complication and getting perforation of the bowel and ending up fatally. And even so, the surgeon who takes up minimal access surgery should be a well-trained person for that. And he has to decide which case is suitable for minimal access surgery and which case is suitable for open surgery. And with the advent of ultrasonography and ERCP, the diagnosis of surgical jaundice became pinpointed and well targeted. And our gastroenterologists were diagnosing the cases of periampullary carcinoma and referring to us. And I started taking up this challenge and started Whipple's pancreaticoduodenectomy at the outset without having seen any procedure before. And it was the same thing, just as I told you, that because of the splenorenal shunt, the basic anatomy helped me in the same way. The knowledge of basic anatomy helped me for that. Just coming to this point, later on, what I started noticing that when the stent were being used, they were there was chances of sepsis in these cases. And other thing, the cases were getting delayed for referral and they were getting inoperable. So I would say this thing with a pinch of salt. And in my series, the cases of cancer surgery, I have seen a long survival. I can recollect the cases, some of the breast cases where I have done mastectomy and in some cases mastectomy with skin grafting also. The survival has been for more than 10 years. I recollect a house surgeon of mine working with me in 1986. I operated his mother and still she is alive. 1986, 28 years. Similarly, another case of engineer's wife who was working in Usmania. His wife I operated, still she is alive. I operated in 1987. So these things show that a radical resection of the tumor tissue well away from the tumor area is very important. And now the trend is coming to minimal surgery and expose it to radiotherapy and chemotherapy. We have to follow up these cases and see what are the results. And now our gastroenterologists are doing the resection through endoscopes, and how much it is fruitful and what are the results, it remains to be seen. Last thing, what I would say, that the treatment, trend of the treatment is changing, and we have to observe what is going to happen later in cancer surgery this way. And too much of compartmentalization and sub-specialization is making our budding surgeons training rather difficult, and our budding surgeons are losing the versatility. Thank you all.
किस्मतों से मिलते हैं दो दिल यहाँ, हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में, हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में। खुश नसीब हम जिनको है मिली ये बहार जिंदगी में, हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में। प्यार ना हो तो जिंदगी क्या है, यार ना हो तो बंदगी क्या है। प्यार ना हो तो जिंदगी क्या है, यार ना हो तो बंदगी क्या है। तुझसे ही हर खुशी है, तेरे दम से आशिकी है, जान ले मिल जाए हमको सब कुछ सही है, फिर इस तरह क्यों है अजनबी। तुम में हम है, हम में तुम हो, तुमसे हम है, हमसे तुम हो, किस्मतों से मिलते हैं दो दिल यहाँ, हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में। तू मोहब्बत है, इश्क है मेरा, एक इबादत है साथ ये तेरा। तू मोहब्बत है, इश्क है मेरा, एक इबादत है साथ ये तेरा। जब दिल से दिल मिले हैं, फिर क्यों ये फासले हैं इस तरह। आ बोल दे तू या बोल दूं मैं, कब तक छुपाए ये बेखुदी। तुम में हम हैं, हम में तुम हो, तुमसे हम हैं, हमसे तुम हो। किस्मतों से मिलते हैं दो दिल यहाँ। हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में। हर किसी